Hey, what's happening, brothers and sisters? Hooksy here with a quick video. Hey, I'm on day 69 of my study, the John 7:17 challenge. Michael Criswell's, the one that Lord used Michael Criswell to write. Good stuff, good stuff. But anyways, on this one, it's talking about money. And the question that he asked is, am I guarding against materialism and being rich towards God? I love this passage. I love all God's passages, but what I love too is how God has caused me to slow down, read his passage, but not just to say I did it, but to dig deep for treasure and really see what this means to my life and how am I going to walk in obedience to it. This one was an excellent one. In this one, Christ, he gives a commandment. I think he's giving it to his disciples, but anyways, he's giving this commandment. If you are a follower of his, if you are a disciple and not just a believer, he's given the commandment to you also, just like he's given it to me. But he said, first off, watch out. And he tells them, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. There is such a tendency I've seen in my own life to latch on to material possessions, to thinking that's where I'm going to get my security from. Even though I may put a Christian tag on it, make it sound like righteous or whatever, but still, there is a tendency for my heart to be trapped into this thing also. So it'd be good for you to look at your own heart. But in here, he says something that is contrary to what we believe in our culture, especially our culture where we are some of the richest people on earth. Even me, I'm not a millionaire or anything, but even me, the possessions I have, the meager possessions, I am more rich than probably like 90% of the people in the world. It just blows my mind. But we have this tendency to think that our life consists of the abundance of our possession. We're here in this passage, Luke 12:15 through 21. Christ says our life does not consist of that. Be on guard for that thought pattern. A lot of people fall into it. But I love it. Christ goes into it to further illustrate it. He gives a parable. And this parable is so true of my life. I see it like crazy. And in this parable, take a chance to read it. Look at how many times this rich man in this parable is saying I or my stuff. And think about how many times we say that of our own life. But he says in there, this guy, he produced a good crop from his field. I look at my field, my life, the things I have, the military and all that kind of stuff. I have a good crop in my field. And then he says, after he got this good crop, what did he do? He's all worried. He says, man, look at all this stuff that I have. He's like, what do I do with this? His natural response, because he was not seeking to be rich in the things of God, his natural response is, man, well, I need to build bigger barns, because I could store more of the stuff. It's kind of like this. The Bible talks about man cannot serve more than one God. You can either serve God or you could serve mammon, money. But no matter which one you place as your God, the response to that is usually the same thing. Total, absolute obedience, surrender. If you surrender to God, you just want more of him, more of him, more of him. You want to draw closer to him. That's the natural byproduct of worshiping God. If money is your God, you naturally want more of it, more of it, more of it. So this rich man, he says, I'll build bigger barns so I can store that kind of stuff and really, enjoy it. And then he said his soul, said to him, man, look at all this stuff that you have. You have many things stored up for yourself for a long time. And what was his response? Man, let me eat, drink, be merry, and just enjoy this stuff. Be happy. That is 100% the world's message. That is the message I fell into for a lot of my life. And thank God he's starting to pull me out of it. But that is the world's message. Look at all this stuff. You deserved it. You worked for it. Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Again, some people may look and say, well, there's nothing wrong with enjoying it. You worked for it. No, the key is, who is your God? If money is your God, yeah, we're going to latch onto that stuff and we're going to enjoy it. If God is your God, be like, yes, I love this peace I have from him. I love this joy. Let me enter into his rest. Let me be merry, joyful in him, or be joyful, merry in money. But what's awesome too is at the end of it, God woke that guy up. And it's the same wake up every single one of us is going to get if money is our God, if we are not rich in the things of God. Because every one of us, you don't know if today's your last day. And you'll find out if it is, and if the money is your God, you will find out you've been worshiping the wrong God. But God says, you fool to that rich man, this very night your life will be demanded of you. Then who will get all your stuff? All those possessions you loved over. Who will get that? You know, all things. This is how it is with everyone. Not just that rich man, but everyone who stored up, things for himself and is not rich towards God. Blessings, my friend. I want to definitely encourage you. Pick which God you're going to worship, because whatever God you worship, that's the one you're going to give all your devotion to, your joy, your peace. So many years of my life, I claimed the name of Christ, but yet I was not following him. I was Christian in name only. I went to church and this and that, read my Bible, did Bible studies, but yet I was reading it for head knowledge and not reading it because I wanted to find out what Christ told me to do and then do it. But I got so much joy and so much peace because I'm following that God now. Blessings, guys and gals. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I love you guys. Peace out. Bye now.